Hey everybody, welcome back to Tackle on My Mind. What's on my mind today? Fishing rods, more specifically Reese Fishing Rods. Skeet Reese, Hall of Fame angler, started his own rod line over the last couple years. He's got a couple series out now. He's got the next 1 generation, and he's also got a next 2 generation. I was fortunate enough to be named promotional staff earlier in this year for Reese Fishing. Been fishing a lot of the next 1 generation rods. I'm going to do a little review on that and talk a little bit about the next 2. See if I can get you into some of these awesome rods, awesome equipment from Reese Fishing. Other exciting thing that I've just found out, I now will leave in the description an affiliate link for me. Basically that means you use that link, you know, it's going to give me a little bit of money back, help my channel out and things like that. But also, right now, you buy a next 1 rod, you're going to get $10 off if you use that link. If you go up to that next 2 rod, you're going to get $20 off. But we're going to go with the next 1 generation right now. First of all, we'll start out with price. These are kind of that mid price point range. In my mind, you know, you get your $100 rods, you can get some really good in that price point, $100, $80 to $100. You know, that's a good budget rod, I think, to just starting into the getting into fishing. If you've been a little bit, want to upgrade a little bit more, you get in that $150 to $175 price range. These come in at $149. Awesome rod for that price. They come in, the next one comes in, you can get 6 casting rod models and there's 2 spinning rod models. What I have in my hand here is the Fire. Neat thing about Reese Fishing, he's named each one of his rods a different thing. Kind of tells you a little bit, maybe kind of helps you remember what that rod is, what you're going to use it for, the application, stuff like that. This is probably the most versatile rod. This is a 7.6 medium heavy. It's not really a fast action tip. It's a little bit moderate, but it's not your typical, you know, glass model rod. It does have a little bit of parabolic bend. But what I've been using this rod for mostly, if you've been watching my videos and see me throwing that hybrid hunter, this is my go-to hybrid hunter rod. I actually have 2 of these. I like having 2 of them because I use one for the regular hybrid hunter and the other one for the shallow run hybrid hunter. That way I don't have to, you know, worry about retying all. If you watched a couple of videos of mine a little bit ago, I was at that Mosquito Creek Lake tournament. I was going back and forth from one to the other, depending on, you know, the depth of the water and stuff like that. So anyway, back to the rod. 7.6, awesome rod. Fire. You can also use this for, you know, anything you want to use your medium heavy bait casters for. It's a good spinning rod. I've caught a lot of fish on a swim jig on this rod. For me, mostly though, this is my designated hybrid hunter rod. You know, I got other rods for other things. That's just one of the models. Again, there's 6 bait cast models. I got 5 of them, so I'll go through and then I'll talk a little bit about the other one. But this is Fire. This is the Bulldozer. This is the next 1 generation Bulldozer. 7.6 heavy, fast action. Bulldozer. Think of a bulldozer going through anything. So this is primarily my heavy topwater, my frog rod. You can see I got a buzz bait on there. That's mostly what I use that for. If I was going to be pitching or jigging, you know, in some heavy cover, I'd probably be using this rod also. Mostly I use this for that frog rod. Been using a lot on the, because, you know, I like to throw that buzz bait over grass. So when they get down that grass, I got that rod. I can sink that single hook into them, get them through the grass, no problem. Next one up here, we got the Blade. You guessed it, properly named for your blade baits. Again, this is a 7-foot medium action. It's got a little bit of that parabolic bend in it also. Not a lot, but he does have a little softer tip in his next 1 rods than, you know, you might typically see for some application. So think of your blade baits, your spinner baits, vibrating jig baits, underspin baits, things like that. So this is normally, if I'm throwing a chatterbait around, this is the rod I'm using for that. Dive. 7 foot, medium, parabolic bend. This is a little bit more fiberglass. Built for your crankbaits. Any type of crankbait. For your deep diving, your shallow diving crankbaits. If you like that little bit more parabolic bend for your chatterbaits, I know some people like that. It's great for that one. So this is a, again, this is my crankbait rod. Jammer. 7.4, medium, heavy, fast action. Boy, this is your standard rod. I mean, how many guys own a 7 foot, 7.4, medium, heavy, fast action rod? Do anything with this rod. I got my swim jig tied on this rod. This has become my swim jig rod. Caught a lot of fish lately on my swim jig using this rod in particular. Again, I like that little distance. Fishing out a kayak, some guys find the longer rod's a little more difficult on a kayak. I actually like it because I can get get some bomber casts on it, get really out there. I'm able to control a little bit too, get some more precise casting with it. But that's what I like for throwing that swim jig around. Again, think of those type of applications. Anything you throw your normal medium, heavy, fast action rod on, this is going to do it for you. One other next one generation casting rod that I don't have right now, and that's the Rise. That's it's a 6/8. Sorry, I got my little notes over there. 6/8 medium, designated primarily for your topwater baits. Maybe your poppers, your walking topwaters, probably a whopper plopper and things like that. I like to go with a little bit more rod on that. I have other rods. I can use that jammer for my topwater and things like that. That bulldozer I can use for topwater. You've seen that. So I really don't need that extra rod in there. But if you're looking for a little shorter, especially if you're fishing, standing up off a boat or on a kayak or anything, a lot of times that shorter rod, so when you're walking that bait, your tip of the rod isn't hitting the water. Spinning rods. Currently only have one of the next one spinning rods, and this is the Mule. This is your all-around 7 foot medium fast action spinning reel, or spinning rod, excuse me. Your do-it-all spinning rod. You want to throw a worm out there, wacky worm, anything you want to do with a spinning rod, you can do it with this rod right here. The one I don't have is the Hog Snatcher, kind of special rod for Reese Fishing, for Skeet Reese. He was a good friend of the late Aaron Martin. Named that after him because he did a lot of hog snatches, what they call it. But that's I'm gonna double check. It's a 7.2 light. So if you want that really light action, light rod for those really small, good drop shot rod, super drop shot rod, that is one to go to there. I do have a couple in the next 2 generations. We're going to start with that since I'm talking spinning reels right now. This is the spinning reel in the next 2. The 7 foot medium action spinning. Again, the only reason I want this, I want an upper end, more sensitive spinning reel. Just want to give it a try. These do come in about $249 as the starting price. So now we're looking upper end rods here in that next 2 generations. So if you are that guy though, or that angler out there looking for high-end gear, this is a good rod to get into that next 2 generation. I'm going to leave a couple links to some videos where Reese talks about these, but these next 2, they got an awesome handle on them, soft touch handle, and all these. The next 2, the big thing is the handle, how he designed the handle. I can see this a little bit, but there's a little bit that there, and it's a little bit wider. The handle's a little bit, so your hand is not gripping so tight on it. It's kind of a more relaxed grip on there. I'm holding it like that. No sharp edges anywhere on this. Soft touch. It's unigrip handle. It's all one. He uses Sea Guide premium guides on all of his rods. Again, I'm going to leave a couple of those. Let Reese talk to you a little bit more about that. I just want to give you some of the information how I use these Reese fishing rods. So this is the next 2. It's a spinning reel, spinning rod, Love this thing. Then my last one, it's another Next 2 model. See that on there. 7 foot medium power glass rod. This is super parabolic bend on this one. This is another crankbait rod. Predominantly I use this for my square bills, my shallow running crankbaits. Like just working this around, you know, rip wrap and things like that. Some trees, a lot of, you know, just an awesome little rod. Again, got grooved finger grips here. All those have a little bit of extended foregrip, especially that next one. You can even see that a little bit more. He extended that finger grip there a little bit. You can put your hand anywhere, whatever finger you're using on there. Very comfortable rod. Could use this all day long. Again, no sharp points on here. You know, if you're a guy that kind of grabs up here and sets, wherever you put your fingers here, and there's a lot of room. You're not, the bigger grip, you're not getting your hand stuck under in there. You're not, you know, there's room for your fingers to move around wherever you want to put them on that reel. See, Next 2 come in black, like you see. If you know anything about Skeet Reese, you know he's the guy in yellow with some black, mostly in yellow, but a yellow-black guy. So you can see kind of there on the label. But these next one, you can get these in yellow. If you're that guy who wants to get it all yellow rod, or you can get it in black. I just like the black a little bit more. I didn't want to stand out quite that much on the water. But recommend both of these rods for you. So thanks for joining me on this one. Hit subscribe, hit the like. Hopefully you got some good information out there. Go out, get yourself a couple Reese Fishing Rods. Use that affiliate link down below. Get yourself a little discount. I'm on right now. You will not be disappointed in these rods. They're an awesome rod. It's an awesome rod company. They will get back to you. Their customer service is awesome. Shipping, they get it out right away. I think they're out in California. I ordered these rods and I'll have them within a week. So if you're like, oh, I got a tournament. Oh, my dog just hit my camera. So if I got a tournament coming up, you know, and oh my gosh, got a tournament this weekend, man, I'd like to get another rod. If I order this rod by Monday, I'm going to have it by the weekend. So great customer service. So check yourself out, some Reese Fishing Rods. Start out with that next one. If you want to start out up at that other level, get your hands on some Next 2s. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.